This morning, one thing I don't want to say we want to do, because we don't want to do this, but that we're going to do is that we have to sadly say goodbye to someone very special, both to me and Hannah personally, but also to this church. So this is Sue Beatty's last Sunday with us before she leaves. Sue, would you stand where you are? Eventually I'm going to make you come up here, but for now just stand. And yeah, give a round of applause for Sue. So that's Sue, in case you don't know her, but many of you do. And I want to say a few words to Sue and about Sue. But I won't make you, stand up here the whole time while I do this and embarrass you. But I'm going to invite you up in a second. You may or may not know Sue, but without you knowing it, she has impacted your life. And she's part of the reason you're sitting here today and that we're here as a church and thriving. For her impact has been immense on this faith community. There aren't many people kind of still left. There's just kind of a handful, pretty big handful, but still just a handful from when Hannah and I first began here 5+ years ago. For we started as a very small group, and quite a few moved away or moved into care facilities or passed away over the years. So it's pretty special to have someone who has been along for the entire ride and the entire journey, all the changes, ups and downs, and remain faithful. From day one, Sue has been a constant and faithful support to this church and to the pastors. And I really consider her like a pastor, like a part of the pastoral team. She provided prayer support and pastoral care to so many in the congregation. She regularly visited the elderly in our church and others who couldn't leave the house, including both of our beloved Jeans. She also regularly led a prayer group in her home for many, many years. For years, Sue has overseen much of our prayer ministry. She receives and answers all the emails to the prayer email address. And then she sends out faithfully the prayer newsletter that goes out so that we can pray and know what's going on in people's lives. She prays for people over the phone. For years, she's always been willing to have her phone number printed right there on the bulletin in case anybody needs to be able to reach out at any time and receive prayer. She coordinated our prayer teams for our Tuesday morning prayer ministry. For a long time, Sue was our missions coordinator as well, writing back then when we started monthly missions reports and then quarterly missions reports, keeping the congregation informed on how the missionaries were doing. And then she also faithfully over the years prepared communion for the whole church once a month. She would come in on Saturday night every month, prepare all the communion cups and get everything ready. And when I would thank her for doing that, coming in Saturday night, she would sometimes even get a little teary-eyed and talk about what an honor it was to do and how she would pray over each individual cup as she poured the juice in, praying that it would bless people. That is something that I know is close to the Lord's hearts. Sue was like a member of our pastoral team, especially back when it was just Hannah and I. We leaned so heavily on people like Sue. She was also basically our media director for a while when we started. She ensured that the church had an online presence back in the day, and then she also faithfully uploaded the message every week so that people could listen online in case they missed church that Sunday. So I know what you're thinking, well, what didn't Sue do? Or what can't she do? She has many talents. And I'm not really exaggerating when I say that Sue did the work of about a dozen volunteers. And that's not an exaggeration at all. Churches can't survive without people like Sue. Every church needs a Sue. And so her shoes are immense, and we're hoping people will step up into these different ministries. But her life honestly inspires me. And if I could just be like Sue when I grow up, I'll take it. That's a win. And so she inspires all of us. So she's been a ministry partner, a co-laborer for the gospel. She's an others-centered person who has given her life to caring for others. Throughout the years, honestly, most of our conversations that Sue and I have, they're almost always about other people. They're almost always about caring for others and how others are doing and what we can be doing for other people. So I had to kind of shorten these remarks. I can't mention it all that Sue means to us, but she is worthy of honor, and we are going to miss her so much, and she deserves this time to honor her. So Sue, would you come on up here? And I don't know if we'll both fit in the live stream here, but you can just come up here, I guess. And we have a few things for you, just to kind of say thanks. One is a gift